morning everybody, welcome to today's class. I hope you're all well and you're having a good week so far. Let's get started. So we're going to start just with a little stretch through the neck, which we did yesterday. So what we're going to do is just tip that head over to one side, take one hand across and reach the other arm away. Nice deep breaths. Going back up, we're swapping sides, tipping over, taking the arm across, reaching away. One more time on each side, tipping over, the hand comes across, reaching away. Last time, tip over, take the hand across, reach away. Good, from here we're going to allow our back to do our breathing. So coming onto your back, so there's knees bent, feet on the floor, and your arms are resting down beside you. From here we're going to just start taking nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as you're taking nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of the hips. So we want them to be nice and level. Imagine you've got a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. To keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. They're away from the ears. And the chest is nice and open. The weight stays even through those feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. Start to gently tighten in the tummy. From here, as you breathe out, we're going to tuck the pelvis under. So you're flattening your lower back into the floor. Take a breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. We're tucking under to flatten. Holding there. Releasing out to neutral. So as you're tucking under, we want to find that nice strong flat back position. You're using your pelvis and your tummy muscles to move. Try and avoid squeezing your bottom. this next one we're going to hold our flat back position. So you're tucking under and you're holding. So from here we're going to start to work on the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. Tightening. And release. So you're thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though your tummy muscles are working harder and that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. We're going to halve this contraction, so 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So we still want to keep this upper body nice and relaxed. Remember, those shoulders are away from the ears and your chest is nice and open. If you are feeling tense, just turn those palms up towards the ceiling. You're pulling your tummy all the way down towards your spine. Keeping that weight even in the feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. We're going to halve one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle lifting. So something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So that flat back position should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. We're going to bring both legs up into tabletop, so your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to glue those legs together. From there, we're going to tip both legs over to the side. You're releasing one hip from the floor. Inhale to the centre. We're swapping sides, tipping over and centre. Tipping over and centre. So although you're releasing one hip from the floor, you're keeping both shoulders in contact with your mat. Using your tummy muscles to take you over to the side. Bring you back to the centre. Find that flat back and again onto the other side. Nice deep breaths. We're going to take 2 more on each side. We're tipping over and centre. Tipping over and centre. One more time on each side. We're tipping over and centre. Tipping over and centre. From there, hug those knees into your chest if you need to. Take a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to be on our hands and knees for a stretch out through our back. So we're going to take our hands underneath our shoulders. Our knees are underneath our hips, and you've got that tummy already nice and tightened. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under, so you start to curve through the back. Arching the spine, dropping the head, we hold. We're releasing back out to our start position. Working through the spine and lifting the head. Tucking under, arching the back, dropping the head, we hold, and we're releasing out through the spine, piece by piece, and we lift the head. So we want to get lots of movement through the back, working into each section, piece by piece. So any areas that feel stiff or sore, just slow them down. Trying to work into each section vertebrae by vertebrae. So as we're curving our back, we're thinking of pulling the tummy all the way in. As we release to our start position, let those shoulders come away from the ears, down the back. 2 more here, tucking under to curve, arching the spine. Dropping the head, we hold. Releasing out, piece by piece. Lifting the head one more time and tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head, we hold. before releasing out through the spine. And lifting the head. From there, take a shoulder stretch back, so bottom to your feet. Arms reach out in front. And then we're going into our stretch on our sides for our chest. So as you're laying down with his legs bent, glued together, arms are nice and long, resting that head down. So from here, we're going to lift that top arm up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we start to move away from the body towards the opposite wall. Holding here to take a stretch, before lifting back up and over, to come down palm to palm. The top arm lifts, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you, twisting away, we hold, before lifting back up and over, to come down palm to palm. So you want to keep those legs glued together and grounded, making sure this twist is through the waist. The arm is stretching from the fingertips all the way into the armpits. Really opening up this chest. Looking at your hand for as long as you can. So we're keeping a good range of movement through the neck. Let's take two more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over, to come down palm to palm. One more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before coming back up and over, to come down palm to palm. So from here we're just going to change sides. So you can either roll over to face the other way, or swap the end of the mat that you're laying at. So again, knees are bent on top of one another, resting that head down, arms are palm to palm. So from here, we're going to lift that top arm up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, you're twisting away. Holding here to stretch. Before we lift back up and over, to come back down palm to palm. I'm lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over, to come down palm to palm. So remember, these legs are glued together and grounded. So that twist is through the waist. Nice deep breaths. Reaching the arm along, so stretching from the fingertips all the way into the armpits. Really opening up in the chest. We want to be looking at this hand for as long as we can. So you're keeping a good range of movement in both sides of the neck. Let's take 2 more here. Lifting up. Take the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Coming back up and over. To come down palm to palm. Last one. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away, we're holding here to stretch. Before lifting up and over. To come back down, palm to palm. From here, take a nice full body stretch. You can roll onto your back if you need to. We are going to be on our backs, so if you're there already you can stay, but if you need a drink then grab one. You have to excuse me if I'm a bit slower at moving around today. I had some injections done yesterday and my arm is quite sore. So I'll do the best I can, but just carry on if I seem like I'm stuck. So, on your back, we're finding a neutral position. So remember, this means that your knees are bent, feet are on the floor, and you've got a slight curve underneath the lower back. Arms are just resting down beside you to begin with. We're taking a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. As you exhale, pull down in the tummy to lift those shoulders from the floor and reach your arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. So although you're pulling the tummy all the way down to lift you up from the floor, we want to make sure that neck stays nice and relaxed. So remember, a nice big nod of the head first, then get that tightening to lift. The arms are reaching nice and long, get those shoulders away from the ears. Gentle tightening in the pelvic floor. Let's take 2 more here and then we'll change the movement of the arms. So a chin to chest. We're lifting up, reaching those arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. I think this is the last one. I just lost count. Control back down. So we're going to keep that movement going, but what we're going to do is add a reach through the one arm. So you're still going to be chin to chest, lift those shoulders off. You're going to reach with one hand over towards the ankle on the same side. Come back to the centre, down to the floor. Chin to chest, lifting up. We reach back to the centre and down. Reaching over, centre and down. So you can support the head here if you need to, but if you are, remember hands are behind your head, not your neck. Still take that chin to chest position, then one arm comes away as you're reaching. Leave that tummy nice and tight and use your pelvic floor. And just make sure your shoulders haven't started to creep up towards those ears. They stay down and away. Let's take 2 more on each side. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We're reaching over. Back to the centre. And down. Chin to chest. Lifting up. Reaching over. Back to the centre. And down one more time on each side. Chin to chest. And lift. We reach. Centre. And down. Last one here. Chin to chest. We lift. Reach. Centre. And down. From there, hug those knees into your chest. And then we're going to be either on our fronts or our knees, whichever one you prefer. Grab yourself that drink if you need it. So I'll bring myself a little bit further forward so you can see me. Sorry, I've got black leggings on today, so hopefully you can see my blue socks against the floor. So if you don't like bearing weight on your knees, sorry, I'm just dressing myself. If you don't like bearing weight on your knees, then you can lay on your front with your legs nice and long and out, hands mat width apart and in line with those ears, and you're going to chest lifts. If you're okay on the knees, then you're kneeling up. Knees are underneath your hips, they're quite close together. Lower leg is behind you. If you suffer from cramp, tuck those toes under, and that'll help to lengthen a little bit through the lower leg, if not relaxing down. If you're really curved this lower back, which is accentuated now that I'm pregnant, some people are quite curved, I am usually, try and think about tucking under. You can see those really normally. If I tuck under, it reduces that position a little bit. So if you can, get that little tuck under with the bottom. Slight chin to chest position just to keep the neck relaxed, stop you from flinging the head back. And those arms are going to rest down beside you. Take a nice deep breath in, really tighten this tummy, hinge back in the knees. Exhale, squeeze that bottom, lift yourself back up, we're leaning away. Tummy's tightened, to lift up. So my lean here is quite small. So you can keep yours small if you need to, but if you want to make it harder, then start to lean further back. Remember, it's your knees, not through your waist. So you shouldn't be hinging in your hips, it's just through the knees. If it's firing up through the front of those quads, through your front of your thighs, then that means that you're doing it right, if you're getting that further back position. Tummy's nice and tight the whole time, so we're getting that strength through the tummy to protect the lower back. Got 2 more here, then we'll add movement in. We're leaning back and lift. We're leaning back and lift. So if you're on your front, you're going to go into single arm lifts. If you're still on your knees, you're going to take those hands in front of you, and as you lean, you're having a little twist and centre. Again, we inhale back, exhale, lift up. Inhale back, exhale, lift. So again, you can keep it nice and small, and that can be the lean or the twist. If you want to make it bigger, that's fine. Make sure that tummy's really tightened. The lean is through your knees, not in the hips. When you're using those glutes to drive you back up. 2 more on each side. We're leaning and twist. And centre. Lean and twist. And centre. One more time each side. Lean and twist. Centre. Lean and twist. And in the centre. Once you've finished there, bring yourself into a shell stretch position. So remember to push the bottom back to your feet and reach those arms out in front. From here we're going to be on our backs for the 100. If you need a drink, then grab one. Okay, so as we lay on our back, you want to be nice and flat on the floor so you can look up to the ceiling. I'm going to talk you through and then we'll go together. So just to begin with, find a position that's really comfortable for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to be in our flat back position. So remember, you're nice and tucked under, you're losing that curl under the lower spine. And from there your legs will come into tabletop. So your knees will be above your hips. Shins parallel to the ceiling. If you want to make that more challenging, what you're going to do is start to take your knees and angle away from the hips, but keeping those shins parallel and keeping your flat back. It's fine if you stay in your box position. From there, we're going to be nodding the head and lifting the shoulders. Your arms are long and your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. So you'll be pushing for your 100 repetitions up as if against some resistance like water or something like that. It's still the same breathing, 5 as you breathe in, 5 as you breathe out. So the arms should look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Your legs are still in tabletop at that point. From there, the hands come behind the head and we go into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards those legs. Then straight into 2 sets of 8, reaching across to the opposite knee with the hand. Yeah, so with your sit-ups, you did same hand as knee, or the same hand as leg. Now you've got opposite hand to knee. So yours is still in tabletop. From there, you're just going to take a rest as you hug the knees in and a full body stretch. Okay, let's go all together. Find that nice, strong, flat back position. Then when you're ready, bring those legs up, knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We nod the head, lift those shoulders off, palms are facing up. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, take those hands behind your head, and we're going into sit-ups. Come up for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8 more, 8, 7, 6, 5, tummies in, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're reaching across for 8, top side, 7, 6, 5, breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1, last set, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relaxing there, hug those knees into the chest. Just take a little rock from side to side. Take a nice full body stretch. And then we're going to be coming up for our stretch. Same stretches that we did yesterday, doesn't matter if you didn't join in yesterday. So we have done these before. Let me just grab a drink. Okay, so we're going to be bringing, if you don't like kneeling, we're not here for a long time, grab a cushion or something from underneath that knee. We're going to be bringing one leg forwards and the other leg is underneath, weight bearing on the knee. So that weight bearing knee wants to be underneath your hip and this knee wants to be above the heel. So you're quite a boxed position. So from here, what we're going to do is, all we're doing is tucking your bottom under, squeezing your bottom. So that should mean that this underneath leg, the one that's weight bearing, should feel this stretch down the front of that thigh and into the top of the hip. So you're tucking the bottom under and pushing forwards. So you're not leaning over, you're going to stay in quite a similar position, that's just tucked under, driving the bottom forwards into this front hip here. Okay, so if you feel it down that front thigh, then you're doing it right. Nice deep breaths while you're here. That bottom squeezed and relaxed. We're going to swap sides. So when we wait onto the other knee, the other foot is in front. So this knee should be underneath this hip. This knee should be above that foot. So again, we're going to tuck under, squeezing the bottom, firing up through the front here. So you're pushing the hips forwards and underneath you. So you're working all the way up here, down towards that knee. Breathe. Really squeezing the bottom. So then we're going to go into our pigeon stretch. Some of you absolutely love this exercise and some of you hate it. So I'm really sorry if you're one of the people that hates it. So what we're going to do here, we've got two options. Your first option is to bring your front leg tucked under and the back leg out. So this leg is tucked under, my foot is right over here, the knee is bent here and you're tucked right under. And that can be quite a loose or a tightened position. If that is too much for you, especially through that hip, then you're going to step the leg forwards and the other leg reaches long and away. Okay, so you can do either of those things, it's completely up to you. So choose which one you want to do and sit in that stretch. So you can either be on nice long arms here with the chest really lifted, or if you're feeling flexible and comfortable enough, we're going to drop down. It doesn't matter which leg position or which arm position that you're using here, okay? It's just whichever you feel the most comfortable in. So you're going to feel this stretch in different places depending on where you're tight. Okay, I'm feeling it right up in the inside of this hip and a little bit underneath that long leg that's closest to the floor. Remember those nice deep breaths. Relaxing there. And then we're going to swap sides. So same again, either tucking that leg underneath or stepping onto the foot, allowing the other leg to reach away. So again, you can either be on long arms here or drop onto those forearms. So it doesn't matter if you do one thing on one side and one on the other, like here, got this foot on the floor in this position, rather than tucked under. And relax. So then we're going to come around into our frog pose. So his feet are together. Just pull my leggings up. So his feet are together, knees are nice and wide so that you can get right into those hips. And we're going to do our resisted stretching of the knees. So you're imagining that you're pushing down on the legs. You're going to push your knees with your own strength away and relax, excuse me, pushing away and relax. So you won't see that much movement as I'm doing that, but what I'm thinking of is pushing away with my legs, so really opening up through those hips. You can have your arms rested down, just make sure they're not pressing, okay? Let's do 2 more of these. Pushing down, release. Pushing down and release. Take hold of those feet and lean yourself forwards. Here's where you can push those elbows into the legs if you want to increase that stretch. Good, from there we're going to be on our backs again. If you need to grab yourself a drink, then you can. Okay, so on your back, we're going to be finding a nice flattened position. So getting nice and tucked under, losing that gap. We're then going to bring those legs up to tabletop. So you've got those shins parallel to the ceiling while your knees are above your hips. Remember, you can take those legs slightly further away if you need to keep that nice flat back. So from there, what we're going to be doing is you're in tabletop. You're going to nod the head, lift those shoulders away, your arms are just beside the legs. One leg is going to reach nice and long and away from you, the other leg stays bent. Inhale to the centre. You're going to reach away. And centre. So my legs are obviously on the floor here, but if your legs are lifted, they haven't got to go all the way down to the floor, so it's fine if they're lengthening out quite high like I'm doing here. Or if they're going quite low. Just make sure that you can maintain that flat back. They shouldn't touch the floor. They can hover away, but they shouldn't touch. Get that length in the knee. So I don't mind how high or low the leg is going. I want that straightening through the knee. Working all of the muscles in the leg. Tummy's nice and tight and you're using your pelvic floor. So keeping that back nice and strong. Let's take 2 more of these on each side. We're tipping, oh no, not tipping, we're reaching away and centre. Reaching away and centre. One more time on each side, reaching away and centre reaching away. And centre. From there, hug those knees into your chest. And relax down. So, we're staying with our flat back position. We're going back into our twisting our upper body towards the opposite leg, opposite knee, with our lengthened leg position. So we've done this one, we've done this one loads of times before. I've probably just explained it really badly just then, but I'll talk you through. So tuck under and get that nice strong flat back. Again, those legs lift to tabletop. Knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. This time your arms are behind your head. We nod the head and lift the shoulders. As you breathe out and take one leg nice and long and away from you, you're going to twist your upper body over towards the knee that you've left behind. Inhale back to the centre. Swap sides, reaching long. Twisting over. Back to the centre, reaching away. Twisting over. Back to the centre. So we still want the legs to reach out as long as you can. Remember, it doesn't touch the floor, doesn't matter how high or low it goes. Use your tummy muscles to take you all the way over towards that knee. Don't move your elbow, they stay nice and wide. You'll lose that flat back, but you're finding it as you hit the centre. Let's take 2 more on each side. Reach yourself over and centre. We're reaching over and centre. One more time on each side. Reach over and centre, reaching over and centre. Relax there, hug those knees in, rock from side to side. We're still in our flat back position. This time our legs are going to be nice and long. So as you tuck under, nice strong flat back. Now as you lift your legs, they lengthen as much as you can. We've spoken about this before. Don't worry if those knees are slightly bent, it's just the longest position you can maintain. If your neck is feeling sore, just stay looking up to the ceiling. If not, you're going to nod the head and lift the shoulders, take those hands beside the knees. One leg is going to be coming down, down and lift. You're swapping sides. Down, down and lift. Down, down and lift. So you're thinking about going long, longer with that leg back in. Long, long and in. Long, long and in. You're obviously in that lifted position. Down, down and in. Down, down and in. Chin to chest. If the neck starts to get sore, relax back. Breathe. And in. And in. Strong flat back. The tummy's nice and tightened. You're using your pelvic floor. Those shoulders are away from the ears, and we're just thinking about really lengthening that leg as much as you can. Doesn't matter if your top leg is bent, or the bottom leg long, longer. Long, longer. You've got 2 more on each side. Reach, reach and in. Reach, reach and in. One more time each side. Reach, reach and in. Reach, reach and in. Relax there. Bring yourself into a full body stretch. And then we're going to bring ourselves onto our hands and knees. Get a drink if you need one here. Good, okay. So we're coming onto our hands and knees for our knee lifts. So you can either be on nice long arms, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Toes tucked under, Or you can bring yourself down onto your forearms. I'm going to bring my forearms because, like I said before, that arm is really sore. I'm having my vaccinations. But it doesn't matter if you're on long arms. If you are on your forearms, just make sure that your arms aren't clasping in the middle, crossing over, or opening too far out. They're parallel to one another. As you breathe out, you're going to press into your hands and your feet, pulling your tummy all the way in. Your knees are going to lift up and down. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. So it doesn't matter here about where your arms are. You just want to make sure that you're pressing down, pulling that tummy in to give you that lift. The arms and the feet are just there for support. Want the head to stay in line so you're not dropping the head down or forcing the head up. If you're on your forearms, look down to your mat. If you're on long arms, just look past your fingertips. So you want to keep the head in line with the rest of your spine. We have 4 more here. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. From there, relax back into your shell stretch, bottom to the feet. Arms reach forwards and roll those wrists. We've got our planks. So, we're doing the same plank we did yesterday. It doesn't matter if you didn't join in yesterday. I'm still going to talk you through it. So, what we're going to be doing is, from our normal plank position, we're going to be stepping the arms out and back in. So you can be on your forearms if you need to. I'm going to demo facing you so you can see what my arms are doing. So, like normal, the arms are just shoulder width apart. Excuse me. You're going to be stepping that one leg out behind you. The other leg comes to join it. And you're then going to find that nice, strong plank position. From here, you're going to go out, out, in, relaxing down. I'll come back a bit because I can see that my hands are nearly cut out of the shot there. So stepping back, finding that plank. Out, out, in, and relax. Okay, I don't want to see or hit, well, I can't hear or see you, but what I don't want you to do is find that plank really and really frantic with it. It should be really nice and controlled. You continue with your own pace. What you want is to just be nice and controlled. Out, out, in, and relax. So take things in your own time. There's no rush. You can be in that plank for a moment to just find where you are and then take the movements with your hands. That's absolutely fine. Remember to get this nice strong plank position. So you still need the bottom squeeze, the tummy tightened before you start to take those movements with the hands. And you're going to feel some rocking through the body as you're changing your weight placement. That doesn't matter, I don't mind if that's what you're getting, a little bit of that. Just go with it, keep the tummy tight and squeeze that bottom. Remember, you want to make sure that those hips stay in line. Don't let them drop, you'll put tons of pressure through that back. A little bit higher than you think they should be is safer than getting that bad position. Remember to breathe. So don't hold your breath as you come into those arm movements. Nice deep breaths. It will help you stay controlled, it will help you stay focused. So keep doing these just in your own time. It doesn't matter how wide you're taking those arms, even if it's just a centimetre that you're moving out and in. You just want that little lift. They haven't got to lift high. It's just a hover from the mat as you're coming out and out, in and in. I know you can all do them. We've done hand lifts before and it's literally no different. You're just placing the hand in a different place. We've done those press-ups the last week to help build that strength through the upper body to sustain as you're taking those arms out wide and in. Okay, so just go with it, keep it going. Tucking under into that long line, squeeze the bottom, pull the tummy in. Out, out, in, relax. Let's do 2 more here. Step back, tucking under, long line. Out, out, in, relax. Got 1 more here. Step back, tucking under, out, out, in, relaxing down. Take your shoulder stretch and roll those wrists. Really well done. Good, then bring yourself into either a seated, a kneeling, or standing position, just to finish off with our stretch. Wow, that hour's gone very quickly. So let's roll those shoulders back. Make sure you're tall through the upper body. Controlling that breathing. And forwards. And take those arms out to the sides. We're lifting up. We're stretching over. Back to the centre, lifting up. Stretching over. 1 more time on each side, lift up and over. Back to the centre, 1 more time, lift up and over. And relax, so that's the end of today's session. Thank you so much for joining me today. Excuse me, I hope you enjoyed the class. So now I'm going to waffle exactly the same as I did yesterday. So I apologise if you've already had to hear this. So this week is marks the 3 weeks until I finish. So this full week and then 2 more. Leading us up to 30 weeks of my pregnancy. Yeah, I'm 27 weeks tomorrow. And then I'll be finishing my live sessions and my teaching, just to give myself a break. I'm feeling really uncomfortable on the floor, moving around, and now as I'm starting to have things like vaccinations like I had to have yesterday and stuff, it's just adding extra uncomfortable niggles to my routine. So that's why, but we've gone a really long time through lockdown, so thank you so much to everyone who's joined me. If you've joined me and you're new, thank you so much. It's been really lovely to have some new faces from all over the country. If you were a client of mine in the past, thanks for coming back and saying hi and doing some classes. And if you're already a client of mine, thank you again for supporting me. If you were already a client of mine before lockdown, then you should have had a message. However, I usually get hold of you or you get hold of me. If you haven't, just double check and then let me know if you still haven't had that message and I'll send it through. And I'll probably send another follow-up message next week just to let people know what's happening with regards to classes, etc. Although, you know, it's obviously been quite a strange time with when things would reopen anyway. Yeah, I think I'll probably start to get a little bit emotional next week and the week after as we get on to the last weeks, but yeah, thanks again. I'm going to stop waffling now, and I will see you all very soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.